guys, I just thought I would do getaway. Oh, you dickhead cats, why would you have them? So I just thought I'd do my pregnancy update. I had just filmed this and I realised that on my camera I'd taken a picture of myself, but I hadn't taken the actual video, so that was a bit annoying. I have wrote notes down since the start of my pregnancy, so I just thought I would go over them and just tell you what I felt my first trimester. This time, while filming this, I'm 13 weeks and 5 days. My weeks turn over on Sunday, so by the time you see this I will be 14 weeks and 2 days. I found out I was pregnant on the 22nd of October. I thought my period was coming, so I wanted to use up the pregnancy test that we had in the house. So I did it. I looked at it straight away and it was negative, obviously, because I just peed on it. I was like, oh well. Went away, and then about 5 minutes later I went back and I saw a very faint positive, and I was like, oh my god. So later on I took a digital one and it said pregnant 1 to 2 and I was buzzing. So that meant I was about 3 to 4 weeks. The next day I had a slight bleed when I wiped. It didn't continue, it just stopped, so I was like, okay, that's probably just implantation bleeding just because I am so early. Symptoms I'd had before I found out I was pregnant just at the start were going off meat, cramps, and I was just tired. 26th of October I had severe stomach pain. I went to A&E and had an early scan, but they couldn't see anything, probably because I was so early, but it just was scary not seeing anything. I was like, oh my god, am I even pregnant? So they got me to get bloods done. My HCG was 338. The first set of results never mean anything, so it was always the second one. So I went back 2 days later on the 28th to have my HCG. It went to 548. They asked for it to double or at least get up to 63%. Mine was just below that, so they asked me to come back again 2 days later. I went back to get my HCG and it was 980, which was 79% increase, which was perfect, so they were absolutely fine with that. The 5th of November, I had no bleeding since the 29th of October. I had a few times where I had the metallic taste in my mouth, and I had sore boobs, indigestion, and I was peeing more. 9th of November, I had an early scan, an internal one, and I was told that I had a tilted uterus. I'd never even heard of that, but apparently it's like 1 in 5 women have it. Saw the beginnings of a heart, like of the baby, and saw like the little fluttering of a heartbeat, measuring around the 6-week mark. In November, slight bleed after having sex. I had nosebleeds and still having diarrhea. The 11th, still heavy bleeding, on and off, bright red, but not enough to wear a pad, so it was just when I was wiping, so it wasn't like heavy. No, 2 days later it was still bleeding, and then it started to get heavy and it was still bright red and I started to get clots. So they booked me in for an early scan again the day after, on the 14th of November, and they said that baby had a heartbeat, measuring at 7 weeks and 1 day. Also said they could see a bleed site, which would be where the bleeding was coming from, so it was like a big bleed site next to the baby. Said that it would eventually stop, just to keep an eye on the blood, just to make sure that it was starting to go brown and like not fresh blood. 5 days after that the bleeding stopped and I didn't have any more bleeding then. Then the 25th of November I had a midwife appointment. They just took my BMI and went over like healthy eating and like breastfeeding. On the 27th I started having nosebleeds again, and then on the 30th I had my midwife appointment where they take your booking bloods and all that good stuff. The 3rd of December I started to have severe morning sickness. Before this I'd only felt like a little bit sick and queasy, not like actually throwing up. For 5 days I threw up constantly, like I couldn't keep anything down. On the 12th I had really bad diarrhea, throwing up over the past few days, and I had no energy. That's where I kind of left writing notes. Since then I've had cramps, like growing cramps. I felt the baby flutter, and only last night Michael felt the baby kick from the outside, which is crazy because I'm sure like with Laura it was like closer to the 16-week mark, but now he felt the baby and it's just crazy. I think my next pregnancy update will be on when I'm 20 weeks pregnant, just because I know a lot of things won't really happen in between then, and then there'll be more to talk about in the next update. So yeah, thanks for watching, bye!